Hi, this is Anton. I am making this voice recording today in response to a video I saw titled Jim Jones versus Bernard Poolman cultish cultish similarities. Now, this video I must mention that it is an anti-destiny video. Now, what is an anti-destiny video? Anti-destiny videos are by and large attacks conducted against the people behind the destiny group. Mostly these attacks are directed towards Bernard Poolman. Now, this is a very peculiar thing. I mean, you haven't met the guy, you don't even know him, but you listen to his videos and go on a outrageous attack of personality and character assassination. I mean, a whole bunch of attacks against Bernard Poolman. Now, by and large, this is the nature of anti-destiny videos. And there are a second group of anti-destiny videos. They attack the principle of equality and oneness, and they attack the idea of principle and equality. They say, what the hell is equality? I mean, are we going to be all zombie robots, copies of one another? Those type of attacks. And then the third type of attacks is they attack on the equal money system and equal labor system. They just go equal money. The moment they hear the word equal money system, they just go on unbelievable rage. I mean, why on earth do you want equal money? Should I have to pay for every other lazy slob in this world? And things like that, and go on attacking. So there are basically those three groups. And then and you have the mixture of all that. So this Jimmy Jones versus Bernard Poolman cultish similarity is a video that I am making a response to in this. Is a video that is attacking Bernard Poolman. So it's a personality attack. It's a character assassination. That's what they call. You pick the person and you attack the person. So, first of all, I am not interested in those kind of videos because, those are opinions, right? I mean, think about it. If somebody says Bernard Poolman is a fat guy and therefore I don't like what he's saying, okay. If you don't like what Bernard Poolman says, so be it. But then the problem is you go on and make these accusative videos, anti-destiny, anti-Bernard Poolman, I mean, making such a serious comments and attacks and this and that. So it's a very distasteful way to construct a constructive criticism. If you want to criticize Bernard Poolman, you have to criticize his words, his actions, his plans, his ideas, his presentations about things. Yes, like for example, a few days ago he did a video about the E. coli superbug that's spreading in Europe. Now, if you don't like what he said in the E. coli superbug video, you have all the right to go and make a criticism about the video, about the message. That is fair and square. But then again, if you turn around and start attacking the person, the personality of Bernard Poolman, he's that, he's this, then your criticism is just total nonsense. Now, just to be fair, let me pick one point the author of this video said about Bernard Poolman. That is, Bernard Poolman does not support donations. He does not like the idea of donations. End of quote. Bernard Poolman does not support the idea or does not like the concept of donations. Alright. This point is a point I like to talk about. The point of donation. Well, me too, when I first heard Bernard talk about, not supporting the idea of donations, charity and all these things, I was a little puzzled. I mean, look at so many poor people, they go to Salvation Army and soup kitchens to eat, and we the rich make a donation and our money is used to feed these poor people. And these poor fellows, the homeless bums, they come and eat a nice meal because of my donation. And here comes Mr. Bernard Poolman and says he condemned the idea of donation and the very act of donation itself. So I was rather confused too when I first heard about this statement or this view about Bernard Poolman. And guess what? Today, after about 3 years of walking this destiny process, I completely understand why Bernard is not in favor of donations or charitable charities. Me too, I do not encourage anyone to make any donations or give money in charity for the soup kitchens or non-governmental organizations or non-profit organizations. Do you want to know why? Do you want to know why we don't support the idea of donations or charity? Because donations keep the poor stuck in poverty. Donation is not a solution. Donation is not an absolute solution that is going to eradicate poverty from this world. Donation is simply an act to cover up your guilt. It's just an idea to make yourself feel good. I mean, at least that's why I used to give donations. Go to, during Christmas time, or go to Salvation Army, drop $50, you feel good. You feel all is well. I just gave donation. Poor people, they can eat some leftover turkey. It's all about covering up the guilt. It's a shameful thing to give donation. Give some old clothes. When you're during spring cleaning, you will gather some, old t-shirts of your children or, pants that your children don't wear anymore. You put them in a nice bag and give to the Salvation Army. And some poor family will come and collect those types and use it. You feel good. Your stuff is not thrown away in the garbage. And actually another human being is wearing it. So, a very feel-good thing. But in this, there is so much humiliation, is so much degradation, indignity. I mean, why would someone want to wear my used clothes, first of all? Second of all, why would somebody stand in a line in a Salvation Army or a soup kitchen for the homeless, wait in line to get a warm meal, using my money and all the other rich people's money, and just, it's such a humiliating thing. I certainly don't want my family to go and stand in a line and eat from a soup kitchen. I don't want my family to go and get clothes from a Salvation Army. Would I? No. Nobody likes help. When you help someone, it feels really, it's a put down to help someone. Now, if you are equal and one, you see a homeless person and you see this person as equal to you. And in that equality, you share something that you have with the other person. Now, that's different. Yes. Now, maybe this guy is starving to death. Or he's starving. It doesn't have to be starving to death. Maybe he's starving. So you stand equal to this person and you share what you have with this person. You share a meal with this person. It's a practical requirement. Yes, I might do that, yeah. But if I'm doing as some kind of a donation, some kind of an act of charity for this homeless guy or this organization that supports the homeless people, it's done out of ego. It's to make me feel good. And in doing so, inevitably I'm keeping that poor people stuck in poverty. And moreover, I am not participating in a real solution, an absolute solution. And that is why I think Bernard Poolman doesn't support the idea of donation or charity. So this anti-video author had hundreds of accusations and character nasty comments about Bernard. They all like, I'm going to just completely dismiss. Don't want even look at them. They're so filth and unwanted, distasteful. So there is one point about the donation that author makes. Yes, it's correct statement. Bernard Poolman does not endorse the idea of donation, and myself too. I do not support donation. I do not encourage donations. I do not give in charity. No more. I used to. Not anymore. Why? Why I don't support donations? Because now I am interested in something called equal money system that will bring equality to equal support system. It's an equal support system that will give unconditional living allowance to every human being. So no longer we require a soup kitchen. We no longer require a Salvation Army. We no longer require a bread queue or a food queue where you have to stand in line and get your food. We no longer require donation. What we require is self-responsible human beings who not just want to give a donation check and get out of their responsibility, but rather stand as life and be completely self-responsible and commit themselves to bring a new world. That's the type of human beings we want. Not those who are willing to make a donation check. So, these anti-destiny videos, by and large, are baseless, nasty, mean, jealous, distasteful comments made against Bernard Poolman, by and large, and some against the interdimensional portal, Sonnet, and some videos are against equal money system, and some are against the very principle of the equality. They just get so mad when you mention the word equality. So these are what we call anti-destiny videos that exist out there. A very strange phenomenon I have noticed about these anti-destiny videos is they don't make any video about the other religions in this world. Like they don't say anything about Islam or about Christianity, about Buddhism or about Hinduism, about Sufism, about Baha'u'llah, about Art of Living or Sai Baba. No video is made about anybody. But they take all the time in the world to make so many videos about this small group called Destiny and this one man called Bernard Poolman. Now that phenomena I find very fascinating. I mean, if you take religions like Christianity or Islam or Buddhism, they have been around for thousands of years. I'm sure you can find something to complain about them. But no, you don't make any videos about them. But this new voice in this world called Destiny, new person called Bernard Poolman, there are tons of, if you look at in proportion, how many anti-Christian or anti-Muslim videos out there versus the anti-Destiny videos that exist, you'll be shocked to find how much anti-Destiny videos are out there. And guess what? To me, that's a sign that Destiny and Bernard Poolman are talking something real. They are talking some real shit. You know what I'm saying? Because they are talking real shit, a lot of haters are just shaking and baking in their pants. They cannot just sit, so they just go out there and make a nasty anti-Destiny video. So in a very ironically twisted way, I want to congratulate and thank all those anti-Destiny video makers, because you are a closet supporter of Destiny. You are actually helping us spread the word of Destiny. I mean, opposition is always a good thing, isn't it? This is democracy after all. So if somebody wants to make anti-Destiny videos, go ahead. So in this response, I'm also inviting all those people today who are listening to the message of Destiny and message of equality and oneness, to the message of equal money system. And if you don't like it, and if you don't like the way Bernard Poolman speaks, if you don't like the tonality of his voice, if you don't like the color of his skin, if you don't like the size of his figure, if you don't like his accent, if you don't like his statements about capitalism, if you don't like his statements about how capitalism is destroying this earth, and if you don't like his statements about how the healthcare system is destroying our world and hospital systems, and if you don't like his statements about education, how they are ruining our children and their minds, and if you don't like anything that Bernard Poolman says, please, I invite you to make an anti-Destiny video. Because your anti-Destiny video will be an indirect vehicle to spread the message of equality and oneness, to spread the message of Destiny to the four corners of this world. And that's what we are exactly busy doing right now. To get the message of self-forgiveness, message of equality and oneness, to the message of equal money system, it must spread to the all four corners of this world. Final point I want to make about anti-Destiny videos is, exclusively, all these videos never mention a single point appreciating Destiny or complimenting Destiny or acknowledging anything about Destiny. For example, not a single anti-Destiny video says anything about self-forgiveness, the effectiveness of self-forgiveness or the application of self-forgiveness. None of these anti-Destiny people talk about it. Well, in one of the videos, one guy said self-forgiveness and self-honesty is mumbo jumbo. That's the nearest I have heard. The principle, the core principle behind Destiny is self-forgiveness. That is the engine that keeps the Destiny going. Because self-forgiveness is what birthing humans as life. So if you want to really make an anti-Destiny video, my friends, you have to take on the tool of self-forgiveness. You have to dissect and bisect and do a triple heart surgery on the tool of self-forgiveness and take it into pieces and do an anti-Destiny video and tell the world that self-forgiveness is in fact a useless thing. Now if you can do such a video, you'll be the greatest anti-Destiny video maker. And now that is why we have not seen a single video that is even mentioning about self-forgiveness. But everything else they will find something to blame or find a fault at. So finally, I want to tell everyone, all the anti-destiny video makers and noise makers, give yourself a chance. You have been hating, shouting, screaming, making all kinds of nasty things about Destiny and Bernard Poolman. Alright, we can put that to a side. But we ask you one thing. Apply the tool of self-forgiveness. Do it secretly. Go inside your secret closet and close the door. Don't let anyone see it now. And silently, or well, not silently, just whisper the words of self-forgiveness. So nobody will know that you are doing it. Just do it inside the closet. Just say, I forgive myself that I have accepted and allow myself to hate something in this world. I forgive myself, accept, allow myself to hate Destiny and its message. I forgive myself, accept, allow myself to hate the message of equality and oneness, even though I do not understand it. But I still want to hate it. I forgive myself that I accept, allow myself to hate Bernard Poolman. Though I have never met the man, I have never spoken to the man, I have never really understood what the man is saying, but instinctively I am just hating Bernard Poolman. I forgive myself that I accept, allow myself to just blindly hate Bernard Poolman. So along those lines, apply some self-forgiveness inside your closet very quietly. Nobody will know it. So that you can still maintain your face as an anti-Destiny video maker and yet give a try to this most amazing tool called self-forgiveness. And you never know, we might have a Destonian in the closet. Thank you. That's all I have to say about anti-Destiny video makers. You guys are nothing but closet Destonians waiting to be born. Thank you. Join us at www.destiny.co.za.